Look at this exercise. One of the statements below contains a word used incorrectly. Choose the option which has the incorrect or inappropriate usage of the word. If you look at the 4 sentences, in number 1, the word cross is incorrectly used. It doesn't make any sense. You say, although he thinks he is the life of the party, his remarks are insensitive and his jokes are vulgar, cross and crude. What are cross jokes? What are his jokes are vulgar? It could be crude, but jokes are cross. So cross is incorrectly used. The other 3 have the word cross correctly used. The mistakes of his youth are the cross that he has to bear for the rest of his life. You see, a cross is a kind of punishment, you see. We were told that she had lived through tough times which made her cross, angry. It was a long journey by road and they had yet to find a boat that would help them cross the river, that is, go across the river. So the other 3 sentences have the correct usage of the word cross, but not number 1. If you read the 4 sentences, the word that is used in each of the sentences, each one of the sentences is spot. Number 1, his answer was spot on, that is, it was immediate. Such a spot on his career was difficult to ignore when deciding promotions. There was a scenic spot not very far from our college, right? Okay. She wanted to make a good impression, but at the last moment she discovered a spot of ink on her collar. So, to my mind, all these 4 sentences are correct. The word spot has been correctly used in all the 4 sentences. Okay. So there is no error in any of these sentences. She interviewed many teens to collaborate the thesis on their mental health issues. What do you mean by collaborate the thesis? Collaborate means to cooperate, okay? Or it means to cooperate treacherously. You see, in order to deceive someone, it could be used in 2 senses, but one is in the good sense of cooperation, the other in the sense of cooperate treacherously. So number 1 is incorrect. The other 3 are correct. The policeman collaborated, that is, he cooperated. Some treacherous relatives of Indian rulers collaborated. Yeah, that's correct. They refused to collaborate, that is, the woman refused to collaborate. That's correct. So number 1 is the correct answer, in which the word collaborate is used incorrect. The next question. He says her admirer considered her demeanor to be of great state and refinement. The demeanor could be of great refinement, you see, but state doesn't mean anything. In the other 3 sentences, you have to state the grounds, that is, to express the grounds. And then Udaipur is the most densely populated state, right? That is an area, location. You have different states. And then the state of his grandfather's health was critical, that is condition. In 2, 3 and 4, state is correctly used, but in number 1, state is incorrectly used. You can't say that they consider her behavior to be of great state. What does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. So number 1 is incorrect. The next sentence, the problems caused by flouting rules. Flouting rules is openly disregard any rule, right? Openly disregard or disobey any rule or mock at it. Mock is a little archaic, no doubt. You flout them. Her fault was that she flouted the dress code, that is, openly disregarded the dress code and refused to wear the uniform. Okay, that's correct. The orchestra decided to flout tradition and play their instruments wearing ordinary clothes. They also, you see, disregard something. Now, if you say she flouted her designer wear and accessories in front of her classmates, that means she's making a display of it. She's not, it cannot mean, you see, disregarding. So, number 4, the word flout is incorrectly used. It should be flaunted. It could be flaunted. F-L-A-U-N-T-E-D. She flaunted, right? Making a show of something, but here this is incorrectly used. Therefore, number 4 is the answer. Well, in the next sentence also you have the word draw. You see, 2, 3 and 4, I have correctly used the word draw. He was lucky to win the draw in the lottery. You have a draw in the lottery. You say you draw water from the well, or you draw water from the river, from a pond, a lake, and then the cricket match was heading for a draw. We use draw in all the 3 senses, but number 1 is incorrect. Documents in the drawer of his cupboard. It cannot be draw. It has to be drawer. D-R-A-W-E-R. you have to add an ER to it. Drawer. You know what a drawer is. It's a sliding compartment you see in any cupboard. So it should be drawer. A drawer could also mean a pair of knickers, right? A short pants. But here, of course, it should be drawer. D-R-A-W-E-R, drawer. Take the next question, in which you have got to rearrange all these sentences to form a coherent whole, right? The logical order. You have to create a logical order because they have been haphazardly displayed to you. You have to arrange them in the right order. So if you have to go through all the 5 sentences and you'll see for yourself that number 5 should be the first sentence. That is, human eyes perform jiggles, more formally called saccades, in response to a change in the field of vision. Now, what are saccades? You see, saccades are a rapid movement of the eye between 2 fixation points. The movement of the eye from one point to another, you see, is a jiggle or a saccade. So, it is the first sentence in the paragraph. Now, if you look at the arrangement in the sentences here, you will find that the answer is 5, 4, 2, 3, 1. That is the possible answer because you read through all these sentences and you'll see the logical progression. First, there is a general statement. Then he talks about, you see, how jiggling or saccade is done in number 4. And number 2, he gives an example of the youthful eyes. And in number 3, he talks about the person attached to those eyes ages, that is about the old age. And then finally he comes to number 1, which means they receive less input. So the possible answer is 5, 4, 2, 3, 1. Again, in these sentences, you look for the general sentence. You see, he says Japanese artisans have been making ceramics known as yakimono since prehistoric times. Number 4 should be the first sentence. And then the popularity of these creations, because these creations refer to the ceramics. Okay. The ceramics, you see, becomes the antecedent of these creations. You have to spot that. Then only it will be grammatically and logically correct. So, after 4, you have 1. And after 1, you have 3. Because you again have displayed thousands of them. What do you mean by them? Them refers to the ceramics. Both handcrafted and factory made. And the last one is 2. However, savvy tourists find the best bargain for ceramics in Tokyo's kitchen town. So the answer is 4, 1, 3 and 2. 4, 1, 3 and 2. Look at the next group of sentences. Here you have, again you must look for the key words. The basic idea is, what is the municipal corporation going to do? It's going to breathe life back into cities, Sian Talao Lake, with the rejuvenation and beautification of the centuries-old lake. That is what the municipal corporation is going to do. So in that sense, you see, number 3 should be the first sentence. And then he talks about the Sian Fort, which is number 1. And then he talks about the past. Earlier, the Talao was a known natural water tank. That is number 5. And then number 4, he talks about the lake has lost its prominence. And that is why possibly the municipal corporation is set to breathe life into it. And then the last one is 2. Once home to several marine creatures. So the correct answer is 31542. 31542. Take the next sentence. The answer to this question is 43512. You can see for yourself 43512. You can see for yourself. Number 4 is the general statement. The June to September rain bearing system is often called the lifeblood of the country's economy. This is because, he gives a reason. This is because half the Indian population depends upon farm-derived incomes. And then he comes back to number 5. Unfortunately, however, nearly 40% of India's net sown area does not have access to irrigation. And then number 1, a subpar monsoon cuts farm's yield and so forth. And number 2, a robust monsoon will help put a lid on food inflammation, etc. So that is the logic that's involved here. So the correct answer is 4, 3, 5, 1, 2. The next question, look at the sentences here. You can see for yourself the general statement is the Central African Republic has approved Bitcoin as an official currency. What should then follow? I think number 4 should follow. Economists criticize this move. You see, this move is what you call has to have an antecedent, and the antecedent is what you call number 1, the approval of the Bitcoin as official currency. This was criticized, you see, by the economists as a potential risk to the financial stability of the nation, this move. And then number 3 is others claim that this will damage, this move will damage. Right? Look at the reference point. This move will damage, that is the approval, the Bitcoin as official currency. The main idea, you see, of this accepting British, what you call Bitcoin, runs through number 1, number 4, and number 3, right? And the last one is, of course, 2, that this will damage the environment as well as the economy. So the correct answer is 1, 4, 3, 2. 1, 4, 3, 2.